what would you call that number?
Loss for a government, lost revenues, lost income. That's $500,000, one small business.
It's my livelihood on the line. You do what you do in order to stay alive. And that's why we took the loan.
It doesn't help to be angry or sad, but you're under stress. You're under a lot of stress. Why is the government doing this?
Small businesses are the backbone of the economy. That's why during COVID, the federal government loaned out $49 billion to help almost 1 million businesses across the country survive the pandemic. But has the Canadian economy bounced back enough for small businesses to pay those loans back? And what's at stake for the country? Lola Jones owns a consignment clothing store in North Bay, Ontario called Buried Treasure.
The store is my life. It's my job. It's how I make a living. It's my pension. It's my retirement. It's everything.
Like many small business owners, Lola was forced to close her store for months during the pandemic.
Just because the doors were shut didn't mean that my bills stopped as well. I had rent, mortgage, property tax, and I had no income coming in. I mean, we took the loan finally because we had no other choice. We felt it was either that or lock the doors.
The loan Lola took is the CEBA loan, $60,000 interest-free, backed by the federal government.
So you got the last of their kind. All right.
But now fast forward to the present, and for Lola and many small businesses across the country, the end of the pandemic wasn't the end of their economic problems.
Every other small business owner that I know, it's taking every cent for them just to stay alive right now.
So that comes to $42.30.
Everything that you can possibly conceive has gone up. So it's become a struggle just to meet your everyday needs, let alone pay a loan that you got to stay afloat in the first place.
Where are you at with paying the loan back?
I think we've paid $100. No joke.
And
I'm sorry.
what is it that makes you feel like that?
That you've been kicked. Like the blood, sweat, and tears that I put into this to provide for my family. You just took the life out of us. It makes you feel like giving up. Like unless there's divine intervention, there's just no way we're able to pay this back by the 18th of January. It's just not going to happen.
So it comes to $21.97.
If the CEBA loan isn't paid off by the 18th, it will start to accrue 5% interest. And Lola says she can't afford that. It's that kind of struggle that has Mo Tabesh working to get all CEBA loans forgiven. Mo is an accountant in Ottawa.
It's when you start a small business, a personal small business, you put your life into it. So seeing that if small businesses don't pay this loan, they will close the doors, I mean, that is hurtful to me. It's watching something die. So I don't like to see that.
Mo has hundreds of small businesses as clients, and he says he started to notice that many of them were struggling and wouldn't be able to pay their CEBA loans back. So he started a petition pushing the federal government to forgive all outstanding CEBA loans. Thousands of people have signed it so far.
Thousands of people signing a petition in this magnitude means we need help.
But don't forget, the Canadian government is owed $49 billion from almost 1 million small businesses. Some people will say, you took out the loan, you know the terms of the deal, pay it back. So what would you say?
Good point. If we're talking about fairness, when COVID happened, Canadian government came and introduced CERB. CERB was stay home, we'll give you $20,000 and don't even pay it back. And then on the other hand, Canadian government came with the CEBA loan to help small businesses. And this meant take the risk, keep your door open, and now we're going to ask for the CEBA loan back. That's not fair.
The federal government insists they've been more than flexible, having extended the repayment date of the CEBA loan several times. But Mo says that's not good enough.
I've crunched the numbers, and I can tell you that it is cheaper for the Canadian government to forgive this rather than waiting and watching the small business go bankrupt because they couldn't afford to pay the CEBA loan.
Mo shows me some ballpark calculations he's made using a hypothetical small business employing 10 people.
Let's say that small business cannot pay CEBA loan because government didn't forgive it. So unfortunately, all those 10 people would go on EI.
Adding up what the government would have to pay out in unemployment insurance and what they would lose in taxes, Mo has a pretty startling number. So you're saying a small business of 10 employees, if they can't pay the CEBA loan back, they go bankrupt, the government would be out $500,000.
That's correct.
What does that tell you?
Sad. It doesn't make sense. That means the government doesn't know small businesses. That means small business doesn't have a voice. This is not politics, this is Canadian economy.
The Parliamentary Budget Office has crunched some numbers of their own. They estimate that extending the loan another year would cost $900 million. But behind the numbers are thousands of small businesses on the brink, many of them restaurants. 91% of restaurants took the loan to survive COVID. And according to their national association, 1 in 5 can't pay it back. Mohammed Rabah owns the Golden Pita in Ancaster, Ontario.
I'm a Lebanese immigrant. I came here at the age of 6. This restaurant here, which I have owned and operated for 11 years, I've put my heart and soul in it. And to see it going down is very difficult.
Mohammed tells me his business is still way down since COVID, and he won't be able to afford the monthly payments to finance his CEBA loan.
Where the hell am I supposed to get that money from? I don't have that money. I barely make ends meet. I mean, what are my options too? I'm 60 years old. What I'm supposed to do at this point?
Mohammed tells me he started to think about what would happen if he has to shut down.
There are employees that are going to lose their jobs. I'm going to lose my livelihood. My family is going to suffer. There's a lot at stake here. Thousands of other small businesses are also in jeopardy. So I'm only one of them. You know, it means it's a tremendous impact on small businesses across the country.
Mohammed has a very simple message for the federal government.
All I want the government to do is extend the CEBA loan for another year, give us a room to breathe, give us a room to maneuver. Things are beginning to improve. I don't want any handouts. I'm not looking for a handout. All I want is more time to pay it. That's all I'm asking.